What's up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a father who won't take care of his kids, a daughter calls her mother a druggie, a husband wants a divorce, a plumber blows a gasket at his wife, an OP calls her coworker an idiot, and a babysitter costs OP a ton of money. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have a mom who tells her son's girlfriend to leave him, and an OP refuses to tip. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? Welcome back for another Am I the Asshole Friday episode. It's your boy Josh here hosting today. And of course, I've got my two co-hosts, Sean and John. What's up, boys?
Tip us.
Tip us. Yeah. Sean, we missed you last week. Stuart thinks you're avoiding him.
Yeah,
No.
he's not happy.
No, I could show you the fucking $700 I spent on fixing
My
the
God.
goddamn busted pipe in my
God.
house. Yeah, that fucking was
Jeez.
not how I wanted to wake up.
Well, at least you know your foundation is being watered now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That's something you guys have to do.
Yeah, that is something we have to do. Water your house, y'all. Water your house.
Not something we have to worry about up here too much, but good,
Yeah.
good to know if I ever own a house in Texas.
Stuart, I'm terribly sorry. Nope,
Ooh.
not English at all.
Oh, God.
Oi, Stuart. I
Okay.
apologize. Yeah. I don't know if that's any better. I tried harder.
It was better. I don't know if it
All
was
right.
good. But yeah, we're almost halfway through March when this episode comes out.
Wow.
Gosh.
Does that hurt to hear? That hurts me. to
Yeah.
hear. Hopefully we're running the March Madness thing that we were talking about doing. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of comments with a lot of good ideas, and I need to screenshot them so I remember to bring them all to our attention. I'm
Yeah,
sure if we search in our Discord March Madness, there's going to be just so many good ideas.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, typically I'm always like on the lookout for like comments and all that shit, but I just haven't had any time lately. I'm sorry, Wikimaniacs. I know there's a lot of messages that are like unread right now. Apologies. I'm pretty sure y'all got good ideas too.
Oh yeah. And also good suggestions for the Wednesday segment. We'll do a poll
Yes.
for that for sure on YouTube, Instagram, all those places. So
Make it a bracket. Might as well.
that could be our March Madness bracket, I guess. What do we name the Wednesday segment that we do once in a while? All right. Let's hop into the first story of today, cross-posted by Lucy Loves Apples. And the title for this one is, Am I the Asshole for not watching my kids so their father could visit his wife in the hospital?
Damn. That sounds petty.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with yeah, because why won't you watch your kids? They're also your kids. And if it's like a hospital situation,
Seems like an
that sounds
emergency.
pretty that sounds like an emergency. So I'm gonna go with yeah on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with John. I feel like you should, sometimes, you got to cancel plans for emergencies, even if it's not technically your emergency. I feel like, of course there are scenarios where this guy's a cheating bastard. So you don't want to give him any luck. But I mean, his wife, well, unless the wife is the one that he cheated on with. But in some cases, the wife could just be an innocent bystander in this. So yeah, I'll agree with John.
Do you imagine? My husband has a second wife that I found out about.
Yeah.
Utah.
Sister
All
wives.
Let's hop into it and see if you guys are correct. Me and my ex-husband divorced 4 years ago. We have 2 daughters together. My ex-husband remarried 1 year ago, and I know that he and his wife were expecting because my daughters told me that they would be getting a sibling. Now, this Friday was his week with the girls. He called me and asked me if I could please take them early. When I asked him why, he told me that he needed to be with his wife at the hospital. I said no, that it's not a reason to disobey the court orders, and that he either could stay with the girls, leave the girls with a babysitter, or take them with him to the hospital. I hung up before he could continue. He texted me about 2 hours later after telling me that I was extremely sick in the head and that for once he was in a situation where he needed my help and I refused. His best friend, who was a mutual friend of ours until the divorce, also texted me and said that he hoped I was happy with myself. I don't get how I could be an asshole, but it obviously seems like he and his best friend have come to that conclusion. If I'm the asshole, yes, I will apologize, but first I need to know if I am. So
Wait,
am I the
well, you
asshole?
better
You
start
don't even have
writing
a
those
fucking
apology
good
letters.
reason? Just because
Yeah.
it's not your time?
didn't-
You got asked to pick him up early?
Dude.
You don't have a good reason? You couldn't have been like, I'm on a trip, or I got a concert, which also would have been bad excuses, I think, because they are your children.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
if it's like a babysitter situation, offer to pay for the babysitter. I don't know. Like, dude, they're your kids.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It seems really selfish. I don't know. I thought there was going to be more to it, but she was just like, no, it's not my day yet. I'm sorry.
It's not my day. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Sucks that you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
Fuck them
Imagine
kids.
how
Watch
those kids
yourself.
feel being like, oh, damn, she like doesn't want to see me a day early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, damn, fuck. All right, then, bitch, I'll remember this shit.
Yeah, it's not even like a week early. It's just a day.
A day.
Early.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Wild.
crazy.
And if it was like a thing of, like court ordered time, it's like, oh, he could take her another day, a week later or
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean?
When the wife isn't in the hospital anymore.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's
now.
insane that you want to see your kids less.
That's
Yes.
true.
True. Like, because just if I was either one of these daughters, I would have been like, can you
What
believe
the
this bitch?
fuck?
Oh, what
Excuse
the
me?
fuck is that?
You don't want to see me?
What you mean,
God.
mom said no?
Sorry, guys. You're going to have to go with a babysitter because mom doesn't want you.
Sorry, you got to be at a hospital because mom doesn't
Yeah.
want to pick you up.
All right. So Reddit deemed asshole because, of course.
Better.
And then on the actual post I went into, and Caprese Sandwich asked for some more info. They said you weren't clear if she is in the hospital because of an emergency or of giving birth.
Mhm.
OP said he didn't say, considering he called me at 10 p.m. I would guess it wasn't a planned appointment. She is due in June, so it was not the birth. So this post was a couple days ago. She's not due until June, so
Mm.
it could be
So
something.
it's like an emergency.
emergency.
If it's at 10 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steph 23579 said, so if she was miscarrying, you'd be okay with your kids being at the hospital, and around that if he couldn't get a babysitter. OP responds, their poor planning does not constitute an emergency for me. His week with the kids, his responsibility.
Ooh. Bad mother.
If this was my
Terrible mother.
mom, the way I would have that fucking framed in my room and be like, remember this. Because I
Yeah.
will
See
never
this
forget
shit?
it.
Retirement
I
home.
will never forget it.
Oh, yeah.
Retirement home, and I'm not contributing to any of that shit.
I'm going to therapy and you are the reason why.
Yes.
That's insane.
What a crazy statement. Their poor planning, which is like an emergency hospital
They
visit.
did not plan,
How do you plan
to fucking
for
get an
that?
emergency. Who the fuck plans for an emergency, bro?
Yeah. I mean, you could do all the planning you want for like whatever, but who
Like a planned doctor's trip, but at 10 p.m. in the middle of goddamn who knows when,
yeah.
that is not something that they probably don't want to get into.
For something that could be awful, you know what I mean? Like it could be a terrible scenario. And you want your kids just around that? Like you're just like, they're just going to be waiting in the hospital, waiting for, bad news probably. So
I fucking hope the dad gets the full custody and she ends up paying for goddamn child support. She sounds like she's negligible.
she sounds like she's petty to the point of being negligible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
like it was like I don't know if you're just jealous that they're having a baby together or what, but god damn, you need to check yourself.
Imagine wanting to
Before
dunk
you wreck
on
yourself.
your ex so badly that you put your kids in danger. It's
Kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
insane.
Well, not danger, but
Well, not danger, but
In a
like
not
in an
uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
unideal situation.
Yeah.
making them feel unwanted, for sure.
That's the part that stings the most, bro. It's like, how does my own mom not want me to fucking come in like a day sooner? That's just
Yeah.
wild.
God damn. All right, moving on to the next story. Cross posted by Mary Gitz 2011.
Bah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Calling My Stepmom Druggie because she won't stop using a nickname she gave me as a baby?
Okay.
This
is probably not
you call
funny,
you Piggy?
but it reminds me of like the latest episode of Abbott. By the time this comes out, it's going to be way later, but there's an
Spoilers.
episode. Yeah. Do y'all watch Abbott? If y'all don't, y'all should. I don't want to say it because it's too soon.
Passively.
Yeah, same.
Passively, it's so good. I mean, I know y'all like The Office. I know y'all like Parks and Rec. It's like,
I don't think I know like the characters and stuff. Like I just haven't watched it sequentially.
Honestly, I think I've watched most of the episodes. Just not
this latest
sequentially.
one might be my favorite, the one that just came out, and it has like some TikTok people in it, like Casey Frey.
Not
if you know
us.
Casey Frey. Not us. Not us.
What the fuck?
Not yet. Quinta, what's up?
Anyway, so were you making a point with that episode connection?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Well, because
Okay.
there's a scene in that episode where they're all the teachers are talking about like the drugs that they take medicinally, and then like
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've seen that. I've actually seen this
yeah,
episode.
and then the kid was filming it and then posted it everywhere. And all the
Yeah.
students, like, there's a scene where Quinta walks by and like says hi to a kid, like hi, and the kid goes,
I bet you are. I want to be as cringe as one of those Dare rappers.
Dude, so good. Fade.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Fade, yeah. I'm thinking about the real
Dare's
ones.
real
called-
life.
The real one's there. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So what do you guys think of calling my stepmom druggie?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little payback. She's probably called you something you didn't like and you asked her to stop.
That's true.
So, I mean,
That
also, you sound like a teenage daughter. It just seems like, yeah, I don't know. If this was, if she like almost died and she was vulnerable and opened up to you,
Holy shit.
this seems like a fucked up story to be like, yeah,
Yeah,
druggie. But if she was like, oh yeah, I smoked weed one time when I was a teenager, and then you call her druggie, that's funny. That's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it, this shit don't count. I'm gonna go kids the asshole in this situation.
Yeah.
Might be opening up closed wounds. You know, maybe I have a feeling that the nickname is, you know, kind of innocent, not a harlot. Like, gonna call you harlot or some shit like that, right? So
Yeah,
it's-
then nickname me
I don't know.
whore. What's the big deal?
You called your daughter a whore? That's one of my favorite quotes from all right, so we got our split here. Trigger warning for this one for eating disorder.
Ooh.
oh shit, never mind. God damn, I'm off already.
Yeah, so let's hop into
Fuck
it.
me.
I might be
If you
right,
wanna
but for
skip
the
the-
wrong reason.
Potentially. But you can skip timestamps in the show notes if you don't want to hear that. So, all right. My stepmother has always been a part of my life.
Ooh, stepmother.
She was my mom's best friend, and she later went on to get with my father and pop out 6 kids. Her
Damn.
and my mom stopped being friends at that point.
I bet.
I wonder why. Anyway, she gave me some nicknames that I have always hated with a passion. Piggy, Porky, Chunka,
Damn.
Chonky.
Oh,
cetera.
Predict John. Got Piggy right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. Well,
Basically a shit ton of nicknames referring to me being a fat shit. I went little contact with her and my father at the age of 10 when she picked me up from school, a school dance, and decided to yell across the yard, "There's my piggy." I was then bullied from that point forward by the students that heard it and was subjugated to that stupid fucking nickname all through school until I finally convinced my mom to switch school districts when I was 15. I'm currently 32 female, and this nickname still haunts me. I developed a severe eating disorder and dropped down to 89 pounds or 40 kilograms by the time I was 10th grade. And my stepmom knows this, but refused to believe it was because of her nicknames for me that I was getting bullied. So, like I said, I went very little contact with her and my father 22 years ago. I only saw them maybe once a year from that point forward. And as I've gotten older, it's far less than that. I hadn't seen my stepmother in nearly 4 years or my father for 3. But my brothers, 19 twins, in boot camp graduation ceremony was on Saturday, and of course I went. As soon as I got there, my mother started in with the nicknames again. I told her to firmly stop, and she literally laughed and said, "But you will always be my piggy." So I said, "I haven't been fat since I was 10. And she said, "Yeah, but you were, and I loved you anyways. You were so cute." So I started referring to her as druggie. She was a drug addict up until maybe 6 years ago. in brackets, pill popper, and loved her Clonopin. Clonopin? I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is either.
She said that wasn't funny and that I took it too far. So I said, why? You were a druggie and I loved you anyways. She immediately got up and left, missing my brother, her son's ceremony. My father says I'm a fucking asshole and that what I did was in no way justified because it's not even a fair comparison. So am I the asshole?
No.
No.
I'd say no.
Yeah, fuck that stepmom.
That nickname caused trauma, and then that stepmom still laughed at that said trauma. Said like, it doesn't matter. You'll still be my piggy to me. So I'm all about equal opportunity here. So if word for word, bar for bar, if you're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna say it right back. So
I was gonna say this is like you've brought this up on the show many times. Whenever you go to family events and they talk about your weight all the time, it's like
I talk about what they look too.
Yeah,
shit.
Don't talk shit if you're not gonna take it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, you old fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I think obviously not the asshole. If anything, maybe justified asshole. Because I mean,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
I think that's a good place to use it. Because I mean, she's clearly poking a sore subject. You've asked her to stop. I imagine multiple times.
It's always crazy to me when somebody is like explaining their trauma and being like, all right, being vulnerable and being like, all right, this is what, like, you know, your silly comment to you, this is what that did to me. And then to just be like, nah, that wasn't me though. That's, you know,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's not me though. Well, my little piggy. Like, what the fuck? We're boxing, I think.
That's like, I've seen those TikToks where it's just like me when I talk to my mom about something she did that traumatized me. And she's like, oh, I'm a terrible mother then.
Yeah. I saw that like when Everything Everywhere All at Once came out and people were like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this with my mom and kind of like heal together. And then they'd be like, well, she thinks that I'm trying to say she's a terrible mom.
I say that because you know how like I hated reading because when I was little, my mom would be like, hey, all right, you just gotta do your homework. I do read, and then like by the time like I get done with my homework, like it's sundown and I can't play outside anymore because that was the rule back then. You gotta come back home when it's sundown. Mm-hmm. So when I told my mom, like, Mom, I hate readings because you forced me to read so much when I was little. She was like, but that's so good for you. Like, you know, like you came out, you turned out well. Like, look how successful you've been in your life. I'm like, yeah, Mom, but I still have trauma from like not wanting to learn because I was forced upon me as a kid. And Philippine school system is crazy. They rack and stack you, bro. Like they'll tell you like, hey, you're the first place student. And then if you're like not the top of the class, you're like shamed as fuck. So,
oh God.
I had to be a point where it's like, I have to be number one throughout like ever since I went to school before I moved to the States. So ever since then, I hated learning. I was like, I don't want to learn shit. I'm going to skip school. I'm going to cut class. And I told my mom about this as an adult. I was like, Mom, I fucking hate learning because of what you made me do when I was younger. And she was like, oh, but it served you so well. Mom, I know you're listening to this. I'm going to tell you one more time. You traumatized the shit out of me when I was young. But I love you. I'll see you for dinner soon, okay?
We just lost a subscriber.
Nah, she knows about it. I joke around about it with her now.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, there's probably everyone in their life has something that their parents did that caused them trauma. Just, you know, if you are a parent and they bring it up to you, take it at least seriously and don't try and make it like victim. Make yourself the victim. Don't try and make yourself the victim.
Love you, Mom.
Snarkism commented, Dad is right. It isn't a fair comparison. Stepmother only had to deal with one day of being insulted, while OOP had to put up with years of ridicule.
Decades.
OP should never refer to her as anything except a druggie. For as many years as that awful woman called her a pig, then it will be even. And I will add on top of that, I don't think it will ever be even because she was a defenseless child being called a fat, being called fat basically by an adult who, you know,
I had all the control for it. Do it.
Yeah, it was a mother role for her. So
I love Petty. Petty away.
Fucking get her.
Traumatize
people out of revenge. That's my call out for today.
Well, I don't that's the takeaway.
John's comments do not reflect.
Do what you gotta do. Reflect away. This is what I believe in. Sean's heel turn was last week. This is mine.
When's mine?
Always, because you're white already, brother.
I knew it was coming. I knew it
As
was
soon as
coming.
I said it.
I love you.
All right. This next one we got cross-posted by Lebanese Canadian 1986. Shout
Hey.
out Canadian.
Oh, don't dox yourself.
I think there's a lot of Lebanese people in Canada.
Yeah, but born in 1986, you're fucking getting closer and closer with each detail.
That's true. That's true. The title is, Am I the asshole for divorcing my wife because our sex life will never be what it used to be?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Okay. I'll just hop into it, I guess.
It's part of life, brother.
So,
I don't know.
when my wife was pregnant, her libido dropped.
She's pregnant.
So yeah, already off the bat. Okay.
The fuck?
It's tough first sentence. I searched around on the internet about it, and apparently it's very common in cases of pregnancy and postpartum period. So I didn't push any of it further. Then she gave birth and no sex.
Because she just gave birth.
Yeah. I waited for a year to broach the conversation about sex because apparently breastfeeding decreases libido. After a lot of discussion, we went to therapy. Couples therapy was a very different experience to me. My wife was just better talking about her feelings. So I was advised to go to individual therapy to help me with it. I found a dude and we hit it off instantly. He's my type of therapist, no BS kind of guy. Calls you out on your BS and then accurately explains what's going on. Our other therapist is a woman and very preachy in the way she talks. I'm like, get to the point.
Boy. Here we go.
Brother.
Jesus. So a few months into couples therapy, and the conclusion was that I need to manage my expectations regarding sex, that we are not going to be having that much, and that the quality of sex that we once were having. That was a weird way to phrase that, but basically temper his expectations.
He's not the brightest, so like I don't expect any good writing.
So I asked my therapist if I have to manage my expectation, and he said, not really if I don't want to. He said there's nothing wrong with having expectations, and if my wife can't meet them, she can't meet them. What I can't do is agree to compromise and then hold it against her head. Which I guess that's makes
true.
sense, kind of. Yeah, because if he agrees to it, he can't.
Yeah, he
hold it
agreed
over
on the
her.
compromise.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I have decided that that compromise on sex is not for me. I do not want to be in a relationship that is not sexually satisfactory. I have given 2 years to this relationship. I'm not willing to give any more. And it seems like couples therapy.
Wait, what did you give besides nut?
Wait, 2 years?
So I'm not 100% sure on this, and I could not find an answer to this. I'm not sure if he means like I've given 2 years with no sex or 2 years total in the relationship. I'm not sure what he means.
Probably the first one, but the way he worded it makes it sound like the second one, which would be a pretty insane trajectory of a relationship.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess, it definitely could happen, but it
could definitely.
Probably the first one. You're right.
And I'm not willing to give any more. And it seems like the couples therapist and my wife are trying to make me be okay with subpar sex life. So I communicated it in therapy, and the therapist's response was basically that she is doing what I think she is doing, but I should see it in a positive light because she knows what she is doing and I don't. So I think, to decipher that, I think what he's saying is that the therapist is asking him to compromise on the sex life.
It's like that exhibit GIF right now. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, you're just like connecting the dots. Yeah, so I think that's what he's saying. He's like, what I predicted the therapist was telling me was correct, but she was telling him that pretty straight up. So I don't know. He seems a little dense, but anyway. I told him that divorce is a good solution here because I will never be the one to manage my expectation. Therapist said she wants to talk more about it, and I told her I'm not willing to give her any more money and whether she would do it for free. She didn't say anything.
Are you trying to get a discount on therapy?
Yeah.
Nice try, buddy.
Damn.
She didn't say anything and I just smiled and walked away. I ended our couples therapy and asked my wife for divorce. My wife is not happy about it and now wants to work on our relationship. But a relationship without a very good sex life is not a good goal worth fighting for me. She said she will work towards it. I said, do it then. It's been 2 days and nothing has really changed. I mean, she has all the time she needs before the divorce is finalized, so that's that. But I'm not hopeful. I'm giving more to this relationship than I'm getting back from it. It is not sustainable. I think divorce is best for both of us. So am I the asshole?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I truly don't know what he's putting into it because he hasn't really said anything.
Have you tried making yourself attractive to her? Because I'm sure you're not right now.
Well, beyond any of that, like, so you're going to couples therapy, you're going to therapy. Going to therapy is the first step. The next step is making actions to improve upon your life and your your relationship. It doesn't sound like you're taking any actions. You're just saying, "Oh, I tried therapy, didn't work."
I think he's
I'm out.
cherry picking what the male therapist is saying,
yes.
and then the woman therapist.
That's what I was gonna go.
He's just also selectively hearing only the bad stuff because it's just like I'm sure because I mean the guy therapist didn't say anything technically wrong. You know, if you agree on a compromise, you can't hold that against her. Facts, that's true. And then as far as like if compromise won't work for you, I guess then maybe it just doesn't work. Also true. But I'm sure he also said things like, if you really, love your fucking wife, there's more to it than,
than sex.
Is it really worth, like get a fucking fleshlight or something, brother? Like there's things for this. You know what I mean?
They do be hitting.
Yeah. Oh. Jesus Christ, John, you have a fucking flashlight. That's great.
It's funny. Juliet was the one that bought me one. I was like, thanks, dear.
I just saw that Blue Mountain State clip too. Where's my flashlight? I'm like, that's Jack Reacher.
Jesus.
Jack off Reacher.
Oh, jeez. Reach around her. There we go.
Nice.
I'm alone in this situation.
Yeah. So, and the other thing I will say is I got the feeling that he didn't like the therapist because she was a woman. That's the feeling I got.
Same.
But even if that was the reason, you can work with your wife to find a new therapist. You know what I mean? That works for both of you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And so I don't know, try someone else. You tried one person and then tried your own guy, found one that you really liked, which is good. That's great. Find a couple counselor that works for both of you. You know what I mean? And maybe they'll give a different insight, better advice. Who knows? Not every therapist is meant for everyone.
Yeah.
There are ones you have to go.
You got to shop around.
A couple.
To be honest, yes. As someone who shopped around therapists before, yes. No, first time it was like, oh, this is not a good fit, and you just move on to the next one. That's okay.
Yeah.
Are there, as someone who's never done therapy, when you're shopping around, do they have like a free trial, or like are you paying full price to be like, damn, that didn't work?
I guess it depends on the place.
Yeah.
Some places will like you might have to still pay, but they could refer you to another therapist in the same, office or someone they know or something like that. So
yeah,
look at Maniac Therapists. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you guys shouldn't get paid. I'm just saying, it's scary to pay the amount that some therapists cost, and then to be like, damn, that sucked.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, at least for me, like my company has a provider that does it, so it's like they're all within like one, I guess, company or organization, and like I would try it out and say, hey, appreciate your time. Would love to like kind of shop around other times, or possibly look into other therapists, and they're perfectly okay with it. I think it comes with the territory, right? Like not everyone is gonna be a good fit. But kind of going back to this guy too, it's kind of crazy when he was saying something about like I gave 2 years into this relationship, but thinking about what the timeline was within those 2 years. So that first year that I'm thinking of that they're together, that was probably the period of time where she was pregnant, right? So that probably explains like the libido, like is that how you pronounce it? Libido.
Libido, though. I like that.
Oh, shit.
That's a new Pokemon.
English is not my first language. Fuck all of y'all. But it's not one of those things where like you can't. Plus, she's pregnant, bro. Like she's going through like so much hormonal changes.
Yeah.
Her body's changing. Maybe she's not into that shit during pregnancy, right? And then that second half of that second year per se, that's like a recovery period. Of course, depending on the type of birth that she gave, whether it's a C-section or like natural, that's still a fucking crazy amount of pain that she's probably going through. Not to mention probably the psychological shit she's going through postpartum. So I don't understand. Like, I get it. I understand where he's coming from, where like he doesn't want to be in a relationship where like physical intimacy is not present. Some people, that's a big need, and I completely understand that fact. But this guy, based on what he's just saying and based on the information that he provided, he does not bring anything valuable to that relationship outside of expecting sex from his wife. So what does he really contribute to the table?
Like, I haven't seen one time where he mentioned like
the kid. Like, is he taking care of the kid?
Not even just the kid. If we're talking about like just purely sex life, he didn't mention one time where he tried to be like, you know, I tried to put on the moves, or, you know, I tried to make her feel special, or I call her beautiful, or blah, blah, blah. Just so, you know, something that says you're trying. It sounds like you're just like, we're getting a divorce because we don't have sex. And then being 2 days later being like, she hasn't fucking tried shit. So like, it's over. Like, it sounds like you also don't fucking try shit.
Balls in her court.
Like, the only thing that you try is being like, hey, how come we're not having sex? You're not trying to get her in the mood to have sex. She's probably just tired from raising this baby, probably by herself. And then when the baby finally goes to sleep, she has to fucking crawl into bed with your fucking bitch ass being like, why aren't we fucking fucking? You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm fucking tired. That's why. Of course.
Yeah. The crazy part, I think this guy in his head, intimacy only equates to sex. And intimacy doesn't include like, hey, you know, gassing up your wife and say, damn, your hair looks good today. Or like, damn, that outfit is looking cute. Like, hey, you know, there's some shit like that. Or date night, something like that. Words of affirmation or shit like that. Anything to kind of help her get to that state again. And it seems like all he is just like, I expect sex from you. Let's do it. That's it.
I feel like a good way to not have sex is to just be like, why aren't we fucking having sex?
Let's fuck.
That's not going to work. Obviously, for 2 years, that didn't work, brother. Have you tried anything else?
Something.
Yeah, Reddit agree with you guys. Asshole.
Good.
Reboots are such a pain. Said, I feel we are missing some huge pieces of info here. There's not a single line where he mentions what he has done to improve his wife's state of mind, circumstance, so she wants to have sex. He just said there's no sex, she's not working on it, and now I'm divorcing her.
Yeah. He's not doing shit.
It's all in her, and he doesn't think any of this is on him. It sounds like he doesn't even see any value in her outside of the bedroom. Maybe the compromise was explained as if he doesn't step up and emotionally support his wife or physically support her as a parent/chores, then the lack of sex will be the casualty because the wife is exhausted from carrying the mental load. You're the asshole.
I just know his ass is selfish in bed too.
Oh yeah.
2 pump chump.
1 pump. Roll over. Okay. Good night.
Damn, that's crazy. Good night, babe.
All right. Moving on to the next one. Cross-posted by Mary Gitz 2011 again. Mary owns the subreddit, to be honest.
She's had a hell of a 2 months.
Second in line behind Midscore right now, I think.
Whoa.
Midscore will always hold the title. They're the GOAT.
The goat
of goats.
The GOAT of goats. But this one is titled, Am I the asshole for yelling at my wife for telling her friends I'll do plumbing for free?
You gonna lay the pipe in all their friends? This sounds like a scene, bro.
I'm so confused as to what's going on. I'm just going to say yes.
I'm going to be unhinged. Say no. This is probably not the first time that she's offering like services that he should be paid for. You know, like the piping services. And, you know, he doesn't want to just stick his wrench whenever she wants him to, I guess. So he wants to be more strategic about it. Get some money out of it at least.
My friend Jane's really lonely. Needs her pipes cleaned.
Oh my God.
All right. So I, 34 male, work as a plumber and have for 14 years. My wife, 33 female, who I'll call Amy, is a stay-at-home mom. This arrangement has worked peacefully for the past 5 years. However, in the last few months, whenever her friends have had a problem with plumbing, Amy will instantly volunteer me for the job without pay, despite me already working 60 hours a week. I have talked to her about this numerous times, but she just brushes it off. However, last night was the last straw when I came home from a long day. My wife asked me, quote, hey, can you go over to Penelope's house and fix her leak now? This made me furious. This made me furious as I didn't say I would. So I blew up at her and told her, as I told her numerous times to stop. Now her friends are calling me an inconsiderate asshole. So I'm wondering if I went too far. Am I the asshole?
Well, of course they're mad at you. They just stop getting free plumbing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, God damn, I got to fix my own plumbing shit.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you said it multiple times already and she still does it. I don't like the yelling part. You know,
yelling
I'm not
is
a fan
never
of just, I'm not a fan of you like, you know, bursting like a pipe burst. But sorry, Sean.
Blowing a gasket.
Yeah, I heard that shit in the intro.
That was my pun at the beginning.
I was like, God damn you.
You know, I think yelling is never the last resort, or that should be something you should resort to. However, I can understand the frustration if she had repeatedly over and over and over fucking volunteer you to friends. And if I was a friend, I'd be like, I need to at least start paying for the services. I'm not going to fucking freeload off of someone's main source of employment. So I think that's insane. Sorry, wife, but yeah, she kind of deserved that a little bit.
Like, imagine if he was an accountant. Would your wife just be like, and just do the taxes for free, man? They get the homie discount. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think it works like that, you know? Or, I don't know. Or if they were a fucking musician, you think they just get free CDs? I don't think so. Pay for that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Stream that shit.
You could see these nuts.
Jesus.
Yeah, because you should want to support your friends or your friends' partners, like businesses or you know, profession.
Real friends, and you know, if
pay full price.
Pay full price is what I was gonna say. Exactly right. Like, you know, if your friend is an entrepreneur or whatever, or you know, a plumber, pay them for their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my friends were like waiters and stuff, you don't think I'm leaving the best tip I've ever left at a restaurant? You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking yeah. You know, you help your friends. I don't understand the fucking homie discount. I'm not a fan of it.
Discount. Same.
Yeah. And Reddit agreed, said not the asshole. And Playful Lower Score Bug said my spouse is a cabinet maker. Anyone who asks me if they can get my spouse to make something for them, I say I don't manage my spouse's calendar, so you'll have to ask them. But I believe their cost will at least be around $35 to $40 an hour plus materials. That generally turns people off for mooching for my spouse's expertise, and I won't interfere with my spouse's ability to determine what they do in their spare time. Not the
goddamn
asshole.
right. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Service is a service, and if it's their main line as main source of income, how fucking selfish of you of a friend to not support your friend essentially live.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. It's bullshit. I don't know how many times people have asked me to do podcasting for free on the side. It's crazy. Just come to my house and podcast for me. I won't do it anymore.
Wait.
Okay, guys.
People do that.
Wait, people are paying you?
Can you spill it?
No, I'm kidding.
You're getting paid for this?
I'm like, wait.
I was making a joke because we are not requested in the same way that trains
yeah. I'm about to say, I'm like, wait, is there an opportunity?
Y'all motherfuckers are getting paid on the side when y'all guess those shit?
Yeah, I just do Reddit on Wiki for free on the side.
Damn.
Sean was like, is this filed?
Yeah, low-key taxes, I'm stressed out because we actually are making enough to be a little worried.
We're fine. We're fine.
I'm not looking forward to paying for taxes.
The U.S. can't catch me in Canada.
Oh, God.
I don't think they can.
All right. Next one we got here is fucking hilarious. It's cross-posted by First Pershon Energy. The GOAT. And the title for this one is, Am I the asshole for telling a coworker that her choices of names for her twins is idiotic?
Ooh. Nah, it's going to be a funny ass name. I could
Cosmo and Wanda.
Hey, that'd be a sick ass name though.
No, but not for twins. They're married.
Oh yeah, because they're married.
That's gross.
That's right.
You're manifesting disaster.
Like naming them Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. So you guys are saying not the asshole?
Nah, they probably deserve it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because usually, no, we've had stories on both ends where they name a totally
That's true.
normal name and the family's like, disgusting, how dare you? And or other ones where they name their child whore and then they must be stopped.
All right. Well, let's see. So,
You named your daughter a whore.
such a good quote. I could not believe there's a split opinion for this in my office, but here we go. A coworker of mine, 39 female, recently had twin boys after a long battle with infertility.
Hey, love to see it.
She has made her first appearance into the office with her new babies to introduce them to our team. When asked what she named the boys, as this was undecided when she left, she told me that she was naming them Sean, spelled S-E-A-N. When I asked about the other baby, she said, no, they are both Sean, one with an A and one with an E. So Sean
Scene.
and Sean as in scene. S-E-E-N.
What the fuck are we doing, actually?
But wait, Sean, we're not done. This coworker's last name is also Sean.
Sean.
Sean, and Sean.
Damn.
What are we,
Holy shit.
what are we doing?
Well, one is Scene Sean. The other one is Sean.
One
Sean.
of them has a great
Hey.
name. The other one, you're fucking them. You know how many times
Hey,
I've
Scene,
been
have
called
you-
Scene already? It's,
I know.
oh, God.
Hey, seen Sean. Have you seen Sean? Sean?
What do you call them? Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Scene and Sean.
Filipinos, we're all anak. So, like, me and my siblings are all anak. So, I mean, I guess you can figure it out. But, yeah, Scene is not a great name.
No, it's a tough. One.
Golly.
When I pointed this out, she said yes, like Tom or JJ. I immediately and without thinking said, this is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard, and it's going to be so confusing.
She ain't wrong.
A bunch of people laughed and a bunch of people immediately looked away. After she left, I got a few text messages saying it's not my place to comment on people's choices of names. So am I the asshole for saying that it's a terrible name?
Justifiable asshole.
Okay. Here's where I'm at. I don't know, like, y'all's work situation or OP's work situation, but I'm not close enough to make, like, that is only a comment you can make, I think, if y'all are pretty close. And everyone
Yeah, okay.
around you is also close. If they are essentially just a coworker, I think you crossed a line, in my opinion. Because if it was
That's
me
fair.
and I don't really know this person, I'm going to just mind my business because I'm never going to have to deal with Sean. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Scene
on
Sean
you.
and Sean.
Seen Sean.
So yeah, for me, if they were family, I could understand roasting their ass. But if they're just a coworker, I think, you gotta, not deal with that.
Yeah.
That's something you like after work, you tell your friends like, can you fucking believe this shit? But like, yeah, if they're just a coworker, I'm not going to roast them in front of all the other coworkers. That's tough.
Yeah. I agree with that, I think.
I'm still going justifiable asshole just because it's funny as fuck. What a dumbass name. To
It
name
is
your
a
kid. Scene Sean and
bad
Sean.
choice, to be sure.
I don't mind Sean, but to name them both Sean, but spelled scene is to another level, which is like, that's
At least spell
confusing
like
as fuck.
SHAUN or something. Then
Or
that's
with a W. Yeah, who knows?
something.
There's millions of ways to spell Sean, apparently. So there's
Apparently.
That's true.
and not once have I ever got SEEN. Oh man, add it to the books, baby.
Throw it in there.
Yeah.
So they add some additional information and an update. So they say, no, they don't have middle names. She wanted their names to be like Tom or JJ.
Tough.
This is not apparently the first round of negative feedback she has had. We are on good terms. We have worked together across 3 companies over 12 years. She just
So they're
said
close.
it'll grow on you.
Okay.
So yeah, they sound like they're
Okay.
friends.
Close. All right, then you're justified.
Close.
I changed my opinion. I do not think you're an asshole for that. Maybe not in front of everybody, roasting in front of everybody. Maybe separately, alone when when you can.
Fair.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. I have no filter.
It sounds like they don't either.
You
which is
have
funny.
John. Don't pretend. You got a professional filter. You code switch like a motherfucker, don't you?
That's
Or
Oh,
at
you're
least
right,
that's
you're
what you
right,
said.
you're right. Yeah, I do be code switching. You're right.
So the edit or the update goes, my coworker's husband, who is also a coworker,
Is
saw
his
the
name
post
Sean?
last night.
He's
His
seen
name's
it.
also Sean.
He's seen it.
He's seen it. He's seen Sean it.
Pronounce his name correctly. Stop. As a member of the Seans, you can't keep disrespecting this man.
They had a good chuckle and ended up agreeing with the replies that the naming process wasn't ideal, and maybe the overwhelming process of having 2 newborns left them too tired to think straight. Despite the fact that they had already sent off the paperwork to both death and marriage office, they called up Brisbane,
Australia?
office.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Brisbane.
in Australia.
Throw another shrimp on the barbie. Eh?
With a ball.
Jesus. And the paperwork had only been provisionally processed due to Christmas time, and they have used this time to reassess.
Nice.
They have withdrawn the paperwork for scene only and will think of a new name, but they are keeping Sean as they like it. I've also been reported to HR for making this Reddit post.
Who the fuck snitched, bro?
Fucking
Who the
snitch
fuck
ass.
snitched?
Not by the parents. They think it's hilarious. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Well, I'm glad they shone the error of their ways. Or they seen the error of their ways, actually.
They've seen the error of their ways. They also want everyone to know that calling her an idiot isn't the worst thing I've said to her this year. And while I'm definitely an asshole, that's more of a general thing than tied to this situation.
Bro, who the fuck snitched, man?
Definitely one of the people that messaged
away.
them afterwards and was like, not cool,
Yeah.
man. Which, to be fair, if I had seen that, I would have been like, not cool, man. But I also wouldn't message.
shit.
I also wouldn't message them and be like, chill out. And I also wouldn't talk to HR about it.
Motherfucking snitches get stitches. That's all I can say. Don't be fucking snitching.
And that's coming from the HR department, baby.
Yeah, because that's more paperwork for me, bitch. I ain't trying to do all that. Handle your own business outside. Goddamn.
At least petty things like that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right, last one we got here. Post, unless you're rich. Post
Sean, Rich.
rich, Sean. Unless you're Sean.
It's your boy, Sean.
Oh, God. I will not be doing this.
No, it's sticking. This is the new bit.
I like it. And then we got John. Josh. Doesn't roll as well, but we can do it.
We're doing it.
This one's posted by Very Cool Dad 89 on Am I the Asshole? And the title is Am I the Asshole for yelling at my wife for firing our babysitter and making her cry?
Dope. Damn, they fired a babysitter and making them cry?
I feel like making anybody cry is not great. But also,
Did they give them...
there could have been a reason why this person was fired. I mean, surely there was a reason.
Sure.
They gave them,
there's always a reason, right?
they gave them bad snacks.
Goldfish again? The fuck?
Only I can feed him goldfish.
I'm going to go... Wait, they yell at their wife? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
They yelled at their wife and that made the babysitter cry? Or no, the babysitter yelled at the wife? I'm confused.
Yeah.
I've lost the plot.
You've lost the plot, I think. I could just jump into it. If you want.
Yeah,
Sure,
fuck it.
let's just jump into
All
it.
right. So basically, here's what's happened. Me and my wife hired our babysitter who we've been going to for years. We have 2 sons and a daughter, and we've been hiring her since our oldest son was a baby, though it was mostly her mom looking after the baby while she was helping. So we gave her a couple dollars for that. Then he puts 3 laughing emojis, which is a crime on Reddit. She's now 16 and can look after the kids all on her own, and my 2 oldest love her. My youngest is only 7 months, so I'm not really sure he gets it yet. And then 3 more laughing face emojis.
Oof.
But he seems relatively happy when he's with her.
What's so funny?
I don't know, because the actual story is not that funny, so I don't know why I put so many.
Maybe he's
laughing
trying to
faces
like
emojis.
cut the tension with the fucking laughing emojis.
Maybe.
Like, I'm a good guy.
People coming in from people coming in from the title and just like, oh, he's got laughing emojis. All right, I won't hate him yet.
Yeah.
That's maybe what he's trying to do. This Friday, my kids' daycare has been closed for renovation, and Daisy, our babysitter, has kindly offered to take them after school from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I get home from work at 6, and my wife gets home at half 6.
So 6:30? Is that 6:30?
Yeah.
No, I'd be.
Or is that
I think
5:30?
5:30, right? Yeah.
See, this is why
Halfway to
you should
6,
just
I
say the
think that's
fucking
what-
time.
I know.
You fucking losers.
However, I got home early from work at 4:30. When I got home, I found my wife yelling at Daisy while Daisy was just sobbing and apologizing.
Oh, no.
Damn.
I asked my wife what was going on, and all she did was start yelling that Daisy had cost us a bunch of money.
Oh.
My first thought was that she broke something, but my wife wasn't telling me what it was. She told Daisy she wouldn't be paying her for her time and to get the fuck out of her house and never come back, or she'd call the police.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Daisy then ran out crying, and I left my wife to calm down while I comforted my kids. In brackets, they were all crying in a different room while my wife was yelling at Daisy. When everything had calmed down, I got the full story from my wife. So here's what happened. My mother had been looking after the kids until 3:30 while we were at work. This was Daisy's first time looking after my youngest son, though we knew we could trust her with the babies since she looked after my daughter alone when she was a baby. Something important that you should know about my youngest son is that he has breath holding episodes, which occur when he gets frustrated or is in pain. He will just hold his breath. To stop them, you just have to blow on the baby's face or they will snap out of it on their own. They're completely normal and relatively safe in babies. However, the episode can sometimes cause passing out and blueness, and it is normal that he wakes up within a few seconds.
Oh, shit.
So something that could be very,
Life or death.
yeah. To cut a long story short, my mom forgot to tell Daisy what to do if that happens. And when my son passed out, Daisy panicked and called 911. And then my wife. My wife is now angry at Daisy for calling 911 for nothing, quote, and has now wasted our money on an ambulance ride. Me and my wife are now arguing because I think Daisy did the right thing, but my wife doesn't. Yesterday, we got into a heated argument. We both said some hurtful stuff, and she is now staying with her mother for a few days while she thinks over my priorities in the relationship. So am I the asshole?
No, I think Daisy's response was valid. And hold on, why did the mother brief the babysitter that shit happens?
The grandmother, yeah.
Both
yeah.
the mom and the grandmother.
I agree. I don't blame the grandmother for the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like
probably OP and the wife probably should have mentioned that.
Should have briefed that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like Daisy was trying to take care of your kid because she thought something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
I think that's what you want from a babysitter. Am I not right?
No,
in saying that.
Absolutely. I think Daisy absolutely did what she needed to do.
Like, I get, I don't get because, it doesn't cost money for ambulance rides here, I don't think.
They're very much American.
Yeah. This is the reason why you shouldn't charge people for that because it, could ruin a family's financial over an emergency. But
I yelled at an ambulance, like, do not fucking put me in that shit. I'm calling an Uber. I've done it before. That shit's wild, bro.
Which is crazy. That's the
it's insane. Yep.
Yeah, this is besides the point, but that's insane to me. But yeah, the babysitter was doing the right thing. Worried about your son's life and called an ambulance to get them to the hospital because if God forbid something happens, she's responsible. You know what I mean? And then your wife yells at her.
That's just wild.
Crazy. What do you think? What do you think, Sean? You're quiet.
Yeah, it's insane that I would pay literally any amount of money to make sure my child is safe. You know what I mean? And the fact that the babysitter also took that into account, I would be forever grateful. I wouldn't be upset at all. They did they took a executive decision. Truly, it is the parents' fault for not communicating that was an issue. But if anything, I'd be even more trusting of this babysitter. So yeah,
they were quick. They were quick to react. And you know that they're watching that kid for them to be able to react that fast.
Exactly. Reddit agreed, not the asshole. And Malik said, not the asshole. Your wife behaved reprehensibly. Daisy deserves a medal and an apology.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was unprepared with information she required. If you want an expert who'd already know this, then you don't hire a teenager to babysit, and your wife needs to get comfy paying a lot more for a professional adult nanny who comes with this sort of knowledge. Your wife prioritized money over the safety of the children and the most basic respect and kindness towards Daisy. You may also want to reconsider some things. Give Daisy the money and apologize, and the apology your wife owes her. And I think that is an excellent summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daisy did nothing wrong, and
Absolutely
she
not.
deserves money and an apology for sure. Well, that is it for this episode, Wikimaniacs. What did you think? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube, Discord, or on our subreddit. If you want to hear more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network and unlock bonus episodes as well as extra episodes or extra stories every Friday and Monday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The easiest way to support the show and help boost us up. So if you don't mind doing that, that'd be awesome.
Join, subscribe, like, comment.
Thank you, Sean, and John for coming on and giving their takes. And thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
Love you.
Oh, damn.
Absolutely. And I said it right in front of their face. I'm like, he ain't it. He's fucking acting like
you deserve better.
Up with his ass.